All right, guys, we are all full up. So I am going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started and talk about how we can build links, white hat links at incredible scale, and how we can automate a large part of that process to make this easy, effective, and be able to do this across a number of websites or clients at a very, very cost effective rate. So my name is Ryan Stewart. I own an agency called Webris. We are based out of Miami. Personally, I have over 8 years as a digital marketing consultant. I've had the good pleasure of working with brands like Best Buy, Target, Accenture. The list goes on and on. I've been very, very fortunate young in my career to get exposed to that level of marketing. I've also started and scaled a number of my own online businesses, a couple of e-commerce stores, some Amazon stuff. And I've been featured, you name it, I've been there. That's not tooting my own horn. It's really just following this process that I'm going to lay out for you guys and how you can really get in those publications too. It's not overly difficult. It's just a matter of following the right process. So let me start off by saying this, man. I hate webinars, and I really hate what internet marketers have done to them. I mean, they really feel almost like a fucking timeshare meeting where you have to sit through a presentation only to get a really shitty sales pitch at the end, right? I hate that, quote unquote, internet marketers set up these webinar funnels and they teach you how to like suck people, and it's all bullshit, man. I mean, webinars are an awesome tool to just provide value to people, and I'm a value-based marketer. That's what I do. I provide value, and eventually by showing you what I know, you're going to want to work with me. Unfortunately, we're not taking on any more clients, so this is really just for the fun of it. I love creating content. If you look at my blog, you'll notice just years of over the top free content that that's just what I like doing, right? So I'm going to keep this short too because I really hate long webinars. I watched one the other day that was 2.5 hours and I wanted to blow my brains out. So I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to keep it to the point. I'm going to give you the information that you came here for, and I am not going to give you a sales pitch, all right? So let's jump on in. And I want to address this up front because whenever I talk about outreach, SEOs are just like, man, no one does outreach. So let's talk about these because outreach is too time consuming, right? I mean, how does an agency that has 20, 50, 100 clients really do outreach for all of them? Because there's so much involved, right? You've got to analyze the site. You've got to go out, find the opportunities. You've got to email all of them. You've got to respond to them. You've got to write posts. If it's guest posting, it's just too much, right? It's not scalable. How do you take that? You can do it for one site, right? I'll give you that. You can do it for one site. But how do you take that and how do you multiply that across dozens or hundreds of client campaigns? The success rate is too low. I love this one. I don't want to spend all this time doing on this work just to get 5 responses. I hear that one a lot. And then, of course, this one, which is actually true, the agencies that do outreach just use well-masked private blog networks. And that's true because I've actually tried long and hard before I developed this own process for us to just outsource outreach, right? And just expense it to the client. Excuse me. And what I found was all of these quote-unquote link outreach and white hat agencies were really just either leveraging existing relationships with mediocre websites, or they were using private blog networks, and they just weren't doing what they said they were doing. So it drove me down this. And let me bring my man back right here and just say, hold up, time out, because we do outreach, and I'm going to show you some of the results that we've gotten just to build, back to the typical webinar, to build credibility so you don't jump off of this, because what we do is very effective. Right, so here's a campaign we actually ran for an online casino, and these are the links down here. You can verify them for yourself. You can see the 2 links to this blackjack. It's to the same blackjack guide on the client site, and this is on Huffington Post and Thought Catalog, and we got them to link to an online casino, which is arguably the most competitive and spam-ridden online vertical that nobody in their right mind would link to, but we got them to do it, right? And we do it all the time. This is from another campaign. These next 3 slides are from an online, they're a web hosting company. And we got a ton of good links. You can see ProBlogger in here. And again, this webinar, I didn't mention, this is actually going to be recorded. So please don't try and rush and take notes. This entire thing is going to be on YouTube. Again, this is not a sales pitch. This is strictly to provide you guys value and to learn and apply this to your own business. So you can review all this on your own time. So I'm just going to breeze through here. You see Yotpo, Lemon Stand, Blogalina, Business to Community, Opt-in, Monster, some really, really big sites on here. Of course, Moz is on here, Social Media Today, SitePoint, SnapMonk. Main Street Host is a really good micro blog. We've got Search Engine Journal, another great one. Business.com, of course, and inbound.org. So we land really, really big links consistently. And, we're acquiring all sorts of links too. We're not just doing like guest posting, right? Which has almost become kind of spammed out in its own. We're doing all sorts of things. It's because we follow process and we do it the right way. So, I'm going to breeze through these. I've got 12 different link types that we build on here. This is not a sales pitch. This is a plug for a video training that I have where I go into in-depth detail. I actually stole these little icons from there. That's why it says video miniseries. I go into in-depth detail on how to do these strategically and then how to build the process and then how to apply it. It's also really training for your business. So just quick plug, bing, for that. But we do blog and forums. We do it the right way. And they're actually really, really good links when you're promoting content. They're really, really good. We do infographic pitching. We pitch local bloggers because there's just so freaking many of them. It's disgusting. If you just draw a 2-mile radius around where you're sitting right now, there's thousands of bloggers that are dying to be pitched. Trust me. We do broken link building, and we do that at incredible scale. I've actually got a really good blog post about how we do that. You should check it out. Synonym method, this is something that we coined. We use this in especially competitive verticals like attorneys. So I always use the example of our immigration attorney clients. And basically what it says, it either takes sponsored posts or it takes guest post exchanges, and it goes, so if I'm an immigration attorney and I go to a DUI attorney, we're not in competition with each other. We're both local, same city. I just say, hey, I'm a Miami attorney. You're a Miami attorney. I do this, you do that. Why don't we do a guest post exchange, cross-pollinate, and expose each other? It works really high success rate and it works really well. And you're also getting free content for your clients. Excuse me, man. Big lunch today. You're getting free content for your client site. You're also getting them to share from their own attorney clients. So you're getting all these relevancy, both local and niche relevant attorney signals. It's really, really hard to get attorney links on attorney sites. This is a tremendous method. I strongly advise you check out the video training on that. It's killer. Sponsored posts, just going to a blogger or anyone saying, hey, I got $50 for you. You want to write? Works really well. Pillowing links, so video links. Tons of different types of pillowing links. So as opposed to, we use infographic submissions, we use a lot of different types to build these white hat pillowing links. And these are important because you don't want to just blast the site with contextual links, even if they're clean white hat links, because it's just not natural. At the end of the day, link building is still link building. We want to make this natural. We want to make sure that we're following the right steps. So we do pillowing link too, and we do that at scale. It's awesome. Link reclamation, this works really well if you're a brand or if you work, if you have a PR team that's getting you coverage everywhere else. PR doesn't traditionally link to a site. They'll get you a branded mention. Basically, we have tools to set it up. And anytime that your name or your brand or your website gets mentioned without the link, you just send them an email and say, hey, you talked about us. Thank you. That's awesome. Why don't you send us a link as attribution? Works very, very well. Resource pages, broken link building. You actually have to have content on your site for this to work because it's tough if your client doesn't want to create content, but this is really why content is so important for SEO because it gives you linkable assets. A resource page is like, top 10 email marketing posts. You write a post about email marketing, you pitch them and say, hey, we've got this post. Really great, easy way to get links. Guest posting, of course, you know all about that. Press links, actually that Huffington Post and Thought Catalog, those are two press links. We have a really, really awesome strategy that we use to acquire press links. Super easy, super cheap, really effective too. Again, that's all in the in-depth video trainings. And then link roundups, these are awesome. You also have to have content on your site, but this is like top post of the week, top post of the month. You just got to track those sites down, send them a quick pitch, say, hey, I see you do this link roundup. I've got a really great new post. You should check it out. It works very, very, very well. And that's how we built, going the wrong way. That's how we built, over 100 links for that web hosting client in just 4 months' time. And they're all amazing links. We take advantage of all these things. We mash them up and we jam them into this process that we have. And I'm going to talk about that very, very shortly. So, links are more important than just rankings, right? Or more important than just a cosm of SEO, right? They actually really drive your business forward. Honestly, me getting on those sites is why I'm here having an audience to do this today because I'm on Moz, because I'm on Search Engine Journal. And I didn't get there by doing anything out of the ordinary. I just did it by following the exact processes that I'm going to lay out for you in just a few minutes. And basically, with the growth of the traffic, we've seen an immense increase in leads and people talking about us in social media growth. I built a following everywhere just off of approaching and trying to hack this link building process. So, our agency has grown to the point where, like I said, we're no longer taking on clients because we've grown so much. So that's very, very powerful. And yes, of course, links still drive organic rankings, and they will continue to, right? It's just about getting the right ones. And this is a screenshot again from our Google Analytics account. You can see Weber's up here. Over the last year, we launched in January of 2015, the new website. And you can just see the steady and continue with organic traffic only growth. Really, really powerful. And they're good keywords too. I mean, if you Google anything related to Miami SEO, you will see Weber's ranking. And again, it is the direct output of the processes that I'm going to outline for you in this webinar. So I'm really not a better SEO, link builder, or marketer than any of you watching this, I promise, right? I haven't even been doing this strictly link building for that long, right? I just have a process. And that's what's really critical here, is that so many people want to approach link building and link outreach on a case-by-case basis. You can't do that. You've got to have a streamlined end-to-end process with the right people and the right training in place for them to follow for you to kick this off and do this at scale and really do this across a number of clients and different websites. So processes are key to success in everything you do. And I want to give you an example here because this is really important, because every business should follow a process, right? And I like to give the example of Starbucks, because anywhere you go, whether it's a gas station or the nicest hotel in the world, if there's a Starbucks there, you know exactly how that coffee is going to taste. And that has nothing to do with the quality of their beans. It's the quality of their process, right? Everything within that business is boiled down to a standard operating procedure that everyone follows. And they have hundreds of thousands of locations. So just think about how impressive that is, right? It's all about the process. And a lot of marketers actually shy away from processes, especially SEOs, because we think, hey, this is custom. Google's always changing. We always have to be adapting. We can't just use a process because it's too customized, right? But in reality, a sound process will drive improvements by identifying the gaps and inefficiencies. So let me give you an example, partial hypothetical, but really, how we did our proposal process, right? So everything within our business has a process. It's the way that we scale. It's the way that I'm able to do webinars like this for fun because my team has got it, right? And so let's take, for example, a lead comes in and requests a proposal, right? That's how this process kicks off. We then set up a consult call because I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to send you a proposal without understanding your business first and understanding how everything works, what marketing you're doing, blah, blah, blah. So that kicks off a sub process of the questions that I ask and how I want to lead that conversation, right? After that, we do a website audit, and that has a sub process, right? What we look for in analytics, what we look for on their site, all that. All this if you're an SEO. And then after that, we would send them a proposal, right? Well, what ended up happening was we realized that we were getting some really, really good leads. They were all qualified in terms of budgets, in terms of their business size, but we weren't landing a lot of them. And I really had to take a look at this process and understand where things were going wrong. And what I found was that we were sending proposals and then it was just crickets, right? It might have been the cost was too high. It might have been that they didn't understand something. So what we did, we got rid of that. And we said, okay, we're not going to send proposals without getting them. So we send them an email now. We say, hey, we've got your proposal. Excuse me. Let's set up a call to review it. We'll send it to you, the day before. But we always get them to schedule a call to review it before we send it to them. So that way we can get them on the books and at least walk them through it. And I'm telling you, it's worked a lot. So that's the important of processes. And that's just a very small part of how you can apply it to your business and why you really should, even if you don't want to do link building, why you should really apply processes to your business. So now, finally, what you're here for, let's walk through my process. Process starts by mapping out the elements. And if I didn't show you how I built the process, it would be very confusing. So literally, I started by just writing down step by step everything that was involved from end to end in the link building process. I'm not going to bore that with you, but I am going to show you the key groupings because it really drives the strategy behind the process, right? So it starts by building a strategy, right? No matter what the scope of any SEO or link building campaign, you've got to go in there with the right frame of mind, right? You need to determine what types of links to source. You've got to have a strategy, right? You don't want to just go out and if you have a couponing site, you don't want to just be sourcing links from SEO related sites or marketing related sites, right? You got to build a strategy so you're getting niche relevant, right? And on topic links from sites. So it starts with a strategy and defining that up front. After that, you've got to go out and find the opportunities. I call this prospecting, right? So whether you're looking through search engines, through Twitter, through aggregators, wherever you're going to look, you've got to go out and do the research and the manual, hard, laborious process of finding opportunities. After that, you've built a list of prospects. You've got to do the outreach. You've got to contact each of them and send them a value proposition or a pitch as to why you should be included on their site and a link back to yours. And finally, and this is really only for guest posting, but guest posting will probably make up a good portion of your link building to start off. You're going to have to create the content. And this is where it can get very, very, very laborious for one person to do all this, because if you have to build a strategy, which really isn't too hard, if you got to do the prospecting, which is time consuming, the outreach, which is time consuming, and then write the content, this is where most SEOs just kind of mail it in. So we really want to break down what's involved in each of these so we can determine if we can either outsource or automate it. That's the key to any process, right? Outsource or automate. So in the strategy, you've got to understand the skill level that goes into it, right? So you've got to be able to do a basic understanding in terms of an SEO analysis, what types of links they have, a basic anchor text analysis, and really dictate what types of links, right? So a big part of that is looking what type of content they have on the site. Do they have good guides? Do they have good blog posts that you could do outreach and say, hey, include us in your resources page, or hey, you've got a broken link, here's a perfect replacement for it, or link roundups, right? Or is it just a straight e-commerce site with no content that you've just got to get aggressive with guest posting, sponsored posts, blogger outreach, exchange posts, that type of stuff, right? So you got to determine that up front, because that's going to determine how you do the prospecting, which opportunities you find, right? And that person, this is really just grunt work, right? This is really just knowing how to use search engine operators, following basic steps, and then just recording everything in Excel, finding emails, finding contact information, that type of stuff. Just a very time consuming, but a very low skill type of work, right? Then outreach. Again, this is not for brain surgeons here, but you've got to be able to speak the native language, which is going to be English, right? You've got to be able to speak it fluently, communicatively. It cannot be your second language. You've got to be able to type. You've got to be able to write. You've got to be able to respond and interact with people. And you've got to be able to stay organized, right? And you've also got to be able to manage the content creation process, which is almost always going to be outsourced or hired freelancers. It's just cheaper. And there's really a million good content writers out there. You just got to do the work to find them. So these are the four main pillars, right? After this, I said, okay, well, I'm not going to do this myself, and I'm not going to ask my team to just overtake this process, right? So what I did was I built very hyper-specific roles around each of these and applied it to the process, right? So I call the strategy part, this is the lead SEO, or what I also call the project manager. So this is the person that's got to have a basic understanding of SEO. They don't have to be an expert, but they have to understand how to use Majestic, Moz, do a very light anchor text analysis, and also determine the keywords that we're going to use to do prospecting, right? So when you're doing link prospecting, you're going to be using search engine operators. You're going to be looking through Twitter, and those are going to be driven by keywords, right? So again, if you are, a Miami-based immigration attorney, we're going to be targeting attorney-based sites. We're going to be targeting legal sites, legal blogs. So those types of keywords that are going to bring up those results, you've got to understand how to find those. It's very, very easy, and I'll show you how I do it in just a minute. But this person is really going to kind of be the overseer of everything and what's going to allow this to be implemented across a number of websites. Then the link prospector, right? This is somebody that I found in the Philippines. I've got a couple of them now. Very low cost work. I just went out and I hired pretty much data entry people, and I just trained them on how to use search engine operators and how to find contact information and basically just fill out a spreadsheet, right? Again, I have a very, very, very in-depth training series that I actually just, it's on my website. You can check it out. I'll show you how to access it at the end of this, but all you really got to do is take those videos and just give them, hire somebody on Upwork, Elance, wherever, and then just say, hey, watch these videos, and they'll understand how to do it, and they'll just do it for you. And this is a really key position because it's so time consuming. And I tried to use automation tools here, but they just didn't work too well because what I found was that I still had to go through the results manually. And honestly, just having somebody that knows how to find opportunities, you can get dozens of opportunities in a couple of hours, right? Once they're well trained. So this is an integral position. It's very, very low cost, and it's very basic, very entry level, very data entry type work. Then the outreach manager. So this person, they've got to be able to Well, let me tell you how we do outreach really quickly. So basically, like again, for our immigration attorney, we can't do outreach as a digital agency because they're going to be like, no, spammer, you can't, we don't want to feature you, right? So what we do is we ask for explicit permission from the client to create a Gmail in their name and in their likeness and do outreach on their behalf. Because if you're an attorney emailing attorney blogs saying, hey, I'd love to write for you, or hey, I've got a great guide, would you feature it? Or hey, let's do a tweet exchange or something like that, success rate goes through the roof, right? Because it's not spammy, it's just a matter of promoting a business. So always, always, always create personas. It makes this much easier. This outreach person is basically going to be the person that's taking the opportunities from the spreadsheet and just emailing them, and then managing the responses, seeing what that potential prospect needs to get a link live. And if that means getting content created, they've got to manage the content writers and get that content written. So you can see here, this is a very, very siloed process. And asking one person to do all of this, which is where most SEOs go wrong, is a nightmare, and it just doesn't work. You've got to have this broken out and siloed, and these people have to be highly trained on what they need to do in order. That's really the key here is, okay, these are the job roles, but we need to get these people trained so they can go out and do it without me watching, so I can do webinars in the middle of the day on a Friday, right? That's really the key to making this process work and making this whole thing go. So those are the people that are involved in the process. Those are the people that manage our link building. I don't have that many of them. And honestly, they're managing dozens of campaigns. Like I said, once they're trained and once they're just only focusing on one task, if they're only focused on finding opportunity, if they're only focused on sending emails, if they're only focused on creating content, they can just crank it out nonstop, and it's not overly laborious for them, right? It's pretty easy to do. It's really entry-level work. So you can start to see that you can hire people, you can outsource this work, bring on contractors for a couple $100 a month to do this for you. You can build an entire team for, $600 a month to build just endless amounts of links. And the more campaigns that you apply this to, the cheaper that becomes, right? So what's really, really important also is staying organized. So I'm going to run you through a couple slides, and I'm actually going to take you in live and show you the actual tracking file that we use. So we use Google Sheets because it's the shit. It's a shared environment. It's really easy to stay on task and stay organized. It's got awesome functionality. The ability to communicate in there too is awesome. And within that Sheets file, we have 3 tabs. We have 1 tab for prospecting, 1 tab for opportunities, and 1 tab for working content. So I'm going to take a minute and actually walk you through them, because I'm telling you right now, organization is critical to do this at scale. You cannot be half-assed and try and do this, because you're just going to get overwhelmed. Organization, communication, and training are huge to really make this thing flow. So I'm going to walk you through these pretty in depth now. So within the link prospecting tab, this is where the lead SEO or the project manager comes in and they dump in what type of link they need and the keywords, right? So this is only talking between the lead SEO or the project manager and the link prospector. So this is going to dictate what type of opportunities we need to find. And again, this is all driven by what the lead SEO says. So if they say, okay, they have no content on their site, we're going to have to do guest posting, sponsored posts, and those types of links. And then they go out and they find keywords that are related. So again, so let's say, so this is actually a live screenshot from our file. We're working with a coupon site. And coupon sites we identified as, dad bloggers, daddy bloggers, mommy bloggers, money saving type. So we're breaking these down into separate silos, and all that's happening here is we're putting this in here. The link prospector comes in here every day. They see these keywords, and then they go to search engines and they find these opportunities. And then what they do, they go into the opportunities database. And after they take those keywords, they find the opportunities, they just record them in here. And each one of these columns is very, very important. It's very well structured, because this actually drives the outreach process too, which we're going to get to in a minute. So each of these is very, I'm just going to tell you what they are. So link niche. So this is the topic of the website. So beauty, blogging, fashion, marketing, SEO, whatever it is, we want to make sure that we record that, because we're going to segment pitches based off that, right? We don't want to send the same pitch to an SEO site as a fashion site, right? We want to personalize it. So it's important that we categorize these things, because again, this is going to drive, we're just going to filter this and we're going to scrape it and we're going to send automated pitches to them. It's really powerful stuff that we're going to get to in like 5 minutes. After that, we of course want to put the type of link. So if it's a guest post, sponsored post, resource page, roundup, whatever it is, the actual root domain name, the domain authority, The guidelines URL. So this would be like the Write For Us page, the resource page, the broken link, wherever it is. We also want to record contact type, whether that's email or contact form, because the tool that we use to do outreach, you have to split it in half, whether you're doing an email outreach or a contact form. You can't do it both at the same time. So again, we want to split those up. Obviously, the contact information, either the contact page or the email, the contact name, if you can find it, because personalization is very important, and then the name of the roundup, if this is a link roundup. So it's incredibly important that you train your link prospector on how to fill this stuff out, because again, when we do pitches, personalized pitches work 100 times better. And we want to make sure that we have these things properly categorized so we can easily segment this and send very highly personalized pitches. Excuse me, man, big lunch today. Finally, the work and content tab. This is tab number 3. So guest posting and content creation is going to be an integral part of your campaign. Guest posting, you will find, is just the easiest way to land links. You have full control over the content, full control over anchor, full control over link destination. And it gives you the most clout too, because if they strip the link, you could say, hey, you don't want a link, we're taking the post back, and you can use it elsewhere, or they will put the link back in. So it's really the highest success rate. So you're going to be doing a lot of content creation. And this tab is for the content writer only. So let me go back. Let me just open this up. Let me see if I can get this open and just run you through this live. So again, this is an actual template that I have in my video course that you'll get if you sign up. This is the prospecting tab. This is the content creation tab that we just talked about. So this section here is for the outreach manager only. And basically what happens is the flow is, again, so the lead SEO comes in here, puts in the keywords that they need in the link type. The link prospector takes these out, and then they come in the link database tab. They record the opportunities. The outreach manager then comes in here and pulls these opportunities, sends the emails, and as she gets responses, she comes in here and she records what she needs, right? Then the project manager, or if you don't have a project manager, the outreach manager can just assign this to content writers. They'll come in, they'll grab the information that they need, the topic, the how many word count, whatever it may be. They put it in a Google Drive document and they link to it here, and then bang. So then the outreach manager can then take that and send it back to the opportunity, and you're good. So it's just a very streamlined process. It just takes some getting used to. But this is the tracking file that we use. Again, it's so important that you stay organized. It's so critical. It's the only way that you're going to have success trying to do this. So now back into the PowerPoint here, we can finally start talking about the process. Let me take a deep breath here. Because this is where the process really begins. So hopefully you got up to this point. I'm not going to stop for questions here because your boy is on a roll right now, and I want to keep this going. Again, this is going to be recorded. It's on YouTube. You can come back and check it out whenever you want. So step 1, right? So we've laid the groundwork. Now you understand who's involved in the process. I put this up here in the corner to let you know which person this is going to be. So this is the lead SEO or the project manager. The first step is to perform a target site analysis. So to target the right websites for outreach, we need to build basic audience profiles. And again, if you want to, so this is really built to do this for large companies. This is the type of stuff you got to do if you want to work with target, right? So you can do this for small sites too. You don't have to go through this as in-depth of a process, but you do have to do somewhat of analysis because you have to understand where you're building links and which types of sites you want to target. So again, we're doing this really to pick the right keywords for link prospecting to let that link prospector know what to look for. So there's a number of ways you can do this. This is kind of advanced. I just want to share it with you guys because this is what we do for our big clients. We check Google Analytics. So within Google Analytics, there's an audience report. It's interest and then affinity categories. And you can see here, it actually tells you based on the cookie and browser history, what type of people are coming to your site. So this can tell you right here, this can give you ideas for prospecting keywords, right? So people love social media, right? So then we could go out and we could target social media blogs, Twitter blogs, Facebook blogs, all these different keywords that are going to bring up different results, right? Shutterbugs, right? So that's web design, that's photography. These are all blogs. These are people that are already interested in our site. We can use these keywords to find outreach opportunities. It's very, very powerful and it's very, very easy. So you just take these, get an impression of your mind of what you're going to do, right? Next, you can just use common sense or topical analysis, right? So what is the client's website about? What is the target website about? It's about SEO. Okay, so what is SEO involved? It involves link building, keyword analysis, all these different things. These are all different sub niches of that you can use to just blow out and find opportunities, right? Because there's SEO blogs, there's link building blogs, there's keyword research blogs, there's all sorts of different opportunities. The web is a very big place, and once you go through this, you'll see that. So finally, we use Facebook Audience Insights. Love this tool. It's a free tool within the ad backend. And what you can do is just type in keywords, and what it will do is it will return related categories. So again, let's say you type in search engine optimization because that's what the site is about. You can then blow out and find, okay, well, people who like search engine optimization also like Seth Godin, or also like Gary Vaynerchuk, right? And then you type in Gary Vaynerchuk and it tells you what those people are interested in. They're interested in entrepreneurship. They're interested in business. So these are all, again, just massive keywords that you can blow out, which I'm going to show you how to do right now. So once you've got those topical ideas, you want to build a keyword list, right? So again, this isn't in-depth keyword research for SEO. This is just for prospecting. So the site analysis should drive a number of topical buckets that we can use to blow out into keywords. These keywords will be combined with search engine operators to find link opportunities. So again, if you're not familiar with search engine operators, I've got a list of 5,000 of them within my video training that you can just copy and paste and use for every single link type: guest posting, resource pages, program linking, blah, blah, blah. And it's basically just like, your keyword plus the search engine operator, which would be like Right For Us, which would be, in URL resources. All these different things are search engine operators. Again, I've got these all for you. You do not have to worry about it if you sign up for the course. So the key is to use the right search engine operators to really blow out your keyword list in the micro niches. This will prevent opportunity exhaustion, because there's nothing worse if you're doing a 2-year SEO campaign and you're like, oh shit, it's month 1 and we're already out of link opportunities. If you do this right, you will never run out of opportunities. That bears repeating. If you do this right, you will never run out of opportunities. I promise you, okay? So this is what I do. I use Google Suggest. So again, let's say we're doing this for our coupon site. We go to Google, we type in dad blog, right? We identify that dad blog is a major bucket of people that are coming to the site. It's a major audience, but we don't want to just type in dad blog Right For Us, because that's only going to bring up so many opportunities. We want to blow dad blog out into dozens of other keyword opportunities, right? So all I do is I go to the bottom of that search page and I just find out what the searches related are. So look at this. I mean, these are, again, sub niches that are still big niches. Stay-at-home dad blog, right? That in itself is a whole sub niche of different blogs that you can target, right? So you take that. So stay-at-home dad blog, stay-at-home daddy blog, stay-at-home daddy bloggers, stay-at-home daddy bloggers, single dad blog, right? Like dating dads, like how dads can date. These are all huge blogs that you just got to dig into with these keywords to find them, right? So you can see here, if we just use daddy blogs as a main keyword, we'd get what? A couple dozen results. But if we segment each of those prospecting opportunities into, we can blow vegan out into 50 different keywords. That's going to multiply into 200 opportunities, right? We blow coupon data out to 50 opportunities. That's going to bring back 200 opportunities. So you can see these right here. If you blow each of these out, you're going to get hundreds of thousands of opportunities. And when I show you our actual link database, we have thousands of, I have my prospector just constantly going in the background looking for these opportunities, whether a client's asking for them or not, because we're building a database, we're building relationships. And that's really how you do this thing at scale. You build the relationships. You have these things on the back burner so you don't have to do these all the time, right? You build one database that you can just call on whenever you want. So that's how it's done, right? So step 3 is we're actually going to assign the prospector keywords. So again, I already talked about this. In the database file in the link prospector tab, you're just going to come over here and we're going to say, okay, so today I want you to find resource pages. And these are the keywords that I want you to use. SAT prep, SAT guides, test prep, high school teaching, blah, blah, blah. And then they just record when they're done, when they're working, when they're assigned. Then you can say, okay, tomorrow I want you to find guest posting. And again, here are those dad blogs, right? And you can see how I split these up. This is a bad example. You can ignore this one, but you can see how I split these up between dad blog and single dad blog, right? I blew these things out into different opportunities that prospector then just takes this, and think about it this way. So she's going to take this, and I have 20 different search operators to find guest posts. So it's like Right For Us dad blog. Then it's in title guest post dad blog. So she's going to take that. So 20 prospectors times this one search result is going to bring back a lot of results. 20 search operators times this is going to bring back a ton of results. 20 operators times this. So you can just see how this multiplies and the web just grows, right? So they're going to be working on that in the background. She goes off, and again, what's awesome about Google Sheets is the ability to add comments and communicate. Use this as a project management tool. You just, right click, tag them, and then they get an email saying that, hey, I signed you some stuff, go do it. It's awesome. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And the best part about this too is that you can share this with clients, right? So if a client's bitching at you about like, oh, you haven't done any work, blah, 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 you can say, hey, look, buddy, like we actually went out and we've been doing prospecting for you for the last 6 months. Look at how much work we've been doing. They shut up right on the spot, right? This is very powerful stuff. And it works really well for client management. It keeps them happy. You can open up your books and say, hey guys, look at, all those other SEO agencies aren't showing us opportunities, but look at, we're doing this. We're an open book. We do this the right way. I'm telling you right now, there's no better sales pitch. There's no better competitive advantage for you to walk into a meeting with a prospective client. And when all the other agencies are doing bullshit like, building PBNs, and they're very secretive, and they're just like, oh, we're going to do this and this and keyword research, but we don't tell you where we build links. You say, no, fuck that, dude. We're building you an online presence. We're doing PR for you. We're going out. We're getting you on major blogs. It's a humongous competitive advantage. And it's no doubt in my mind why we've grown so fast, so quickly, because we're able to walk into a very, very convoluted niche that is SEO and open up our doors and say, look, guys, we have nothing to hide. We do things the right way. We're going to take you from A to Z, and this is exactly how we're going to do it. And you're going to be able to follow along the whole way. I'm telling you right now, I already know it's very, very powerful stuff. All right. So that's step 3 is we're going to assign the prospect or keywords. They're then going to go off and they're going to find these opportunities in the background, just like a little machine, and they're going to fill up that database tab for us, right? So here's steps 4 through 10. Now, I'm actually going to walk you through these live because I don't think the slides will do it justice. And this is really where it just gets so powerful and so fucking awesome. Sorry, I can't hide my passion, guys. I hope you don't mind me cursing, but this is where it gets awesome because this is where we can combine automation with tools, and it's just really powerful. So here's steps 4 for 10. I'm going to read them to you real quickly, and then I'm going to show you live how to do it, okay? So step 4, we're going to filter the opportunities based on your client or outreach needs. Step 5, we're going to pull those opportunities into a CSV file. Step 6, we're going to upload those opportunities to Pitchbox. That's an outreach tool that we use. It's awesome. I strongly suggest you get it. It's a little bit pricey, but it's very powerful. Step 7, we're going to set the email templates. Step 8, we're going to schedule the outreach, right? So what I like to do is stagger the outreach. I upload all the opportunities, and then over like a 3-month period, I'm sending like 5 emails a day. It's just scheduled, all automated. So we don't actually send any emails. We just schedule them, and then we just manage them as they come in. That's step 9. The outreach manager is going to manage the responses as they come in. If they're asking for more info, if they're asking for an additional pitch, if they're asking for whatever, right? If they're asking for content, then they're going to take that. They're going to assign the needs to a content writer, and then they're going to get the content written and send it back. And you've got a live link for guest posting for whatever. And this is really, guys, this is an automated process. Again, like it's very hands off. It's very, you've got somebody finding the opportunities. You've got somebody uploading them. And again, you can do this all yourself if you want. It's just a lot of work. But I mean, to be honest with you, I started off doing this myself. I built the process and I realized the inefficiencies, and I started hiring people, and now we're crushing it, right? So let me actually show you this live because this is very, very, very cool. So I'm going to jump over and do this live. So I'm going to do something unprecedented now. I'm actually going to do a live outreach campaign for you guys to just show you how easy it is. So this is our actual company database. It has well over 4,000 now link opportunities in here. You can see this is a lot of hard work done by our link prospector and our team. You can see the prospecting tab, the content creation tab, just to know that I'm not full of shit. This is what we actually use. And I'm going to run this on behalf of Weber. So let's say that we want to do a guest posting outreach campaign. We want to build a bunch of new links. We've got a new piece of content we want to rank for something in, and we want to do it, and we want to target marketing sites. So basically, this is why having organization is so important, because what we're going to do is we're going to start by just coming here. We're going to clear all these different niches, and we're just going to do marketing, right? We want to keep this hyper-focused for each campaign just on the linked niche and the link type. So again, we're only going to do guest posts. We don't want to cross paths, right? Because the pitch that you're going to send to a marketing or SEO blog is going to be different than a pitch that you're going to send to a coupon or a fashion blog, right? You're going to use actually a different persona, which I'll show you in Pitchbox. Then again, the guest post that's in the type of link is also going to dictate the pitch that we send, right? Because a guest post pitch is going to say, hey, I want to write for you. Whereas a broken link pitch is going to say, hey, you've got a broken link, right? So it's different. So we can't cross paths. And then also what we want to do is we want to filter these only for emails for right now. You can also do this for contact forms. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to do emails. So next we're going to open up a Excel file. We're going to copy and paste the opportunities. Yep, that's what we want, buddy. And then we're gonna make this so you can see it. And all we need actually for Pitchbox is we need contact and we need domain name. Everything else is really just for us to stay organized, but this is all that we need. So I'm just gonna file, save this as a CSV file. And I like to name this as, so Weber's, I like to do the client who we're doing this for. This is the marketing niche. These are guest posts and we're sending emails. I'm just gonna copy this too. And we're gonna save this as a CSV file. There it is on the desktop. Continue, bang, done. And now we're gonna go into Pitchbox. This is an email outreach platform that is really awesome. It's really powerful. It's good because you can, well, I'm gonna show you what it can do. It's a little bit expensive, but you know, that's between you and them, right? I'm not here to promote them. They won't even give me a damn affiliate code. So I'm really doing this for them for free. So they should be kissing my ass. But anyways, I digress. So I've already got a marketing project set up. So I'm just gonna click on this. And this is what's cool about Pitchbox. So within each project, you set up different outreach campaigns. And that's how you can stay segmented. It also keeps analytics for you, which is cool. So you can see the response rates for your different campaigns. You can see how many are being sent, how many are, you know, at different stages. It's really, really powerful. It's really easy to use. So I'm actually going to set up a new campaign and just show you exactly how we do it. So you create campaign, and there's a bunch of different campaign types. I only do contact import because we have our link prospector finding everything for us. So I'm going to click create. Then I'm just going to paste in the same title, and then we're just going to upload the CSV file to it, which is right here. Click upload, and then we're going to map the headers to it, so Pitchbox knows what is what, and this is email address. Then we're going to click next, and basically what this is going to do, it's going to read them all, make sure that it's copacetic, and it's going to go ahead and upload these. So while it's uploading them, we're going to set up our outreach templates. Now again, I've got all these outreach templates already done within the training for you guys to just copy and paste. But there's a couple things I want to cover here, right? I'm not really going to talk about how to write an email pitch because there's a ton of information on the web. And again, I have these already done for you if you sign up for my course. But what we want to do is make sure that we're sending it from the right persona. So because this is for marketing and SEO and I built a name in the space, I am just going to send this from my outreach Gmail. And then what I'm going to do here is I am going to guest post outreach. So I'm just going to go ahead and select one of these, guest post home improvement, not follow up. Let me see here. Well, pretty much what we'll say is this. We'll just say, I'd love to write for your site. And then basically what you can do here too is you just set the email template, right? So this would be like, hey guys, because I don't have name, but you could personalize this too. And if you have their name, this is why having those fields are so important. So basically what you do is, let's say that you've got, so in the personalization fields here, if you've got their name, then you can upload that to Pitchbox too. If you've got the name of the roundup, you can upload that. If you've got their Twitter handle, you can upload that, which I just did for a Twitter outreach campaign. Really powerful stuff. But we don't have it for this, but I'm just showing you the capabilities. So you just say, hey guys, you know, blah, blah, blah. My name is Ryan Stewart. I do here the blah, blah, blah. Set your pitch. You set it. Uncheck this because we don't want it to be canned spam, blah, blah, blah. And then we just go to next. Okay, we'll just say, video because I'm doing this for a video. Then next, blah, blah, blah. You save template. You can test it to make sure it's cool. This and that. And then what's awesome about this too is you can send auto follow-up. So it's just the same process, right? So I only like to send one follow-up. I like to send it 4 days after. So you can go here to select 4. And then you just do this. You just click add attempt number 2. And it's, we'll just say like follow-up. And we're going to send this from mine. We'll say, hey, did blah, blah, blah. You know, you'd write your template here. I'm just going to click next here, save template. Just for the purpose of demonstration because I'm running over my 30-minute promise on you guys, but hopefully you're getting some value out of this. And that's that. So now our templates are set, and we're just going to click finish here. And then what we're going to do, so we've got all of these set up and inspected, so we're just going to go here to proceed to inspect. I'm just going to filter all of these because we've already got them inspected. So Pitchbox will allow you to inspect them. We don't have to because this is what we did up front. Just going to move to personalization. We're going to bypass personal. I got to select them. Pardon here. So, you know, this is the most work that we have to do. Just bypass this. Time to compose. And now what we're going to do is I'm not actually going to send these, but all we're going to do now is we're going to launch automation. You click this, you select all of them, you launch automation sequence, and they send. And then what's cool too, so we come back here to campaigns, so I've got it right here. You can actually set let's go to settings. You can set the outreach schedule right here, right? So if I like to send everything at 4 p.m. because that's just when I have the most success or the most responses. That's when people check their emails. You can select the days that you want them to send, and then you can stagger them, right? Like I said, so what we can do is we can just send 5 a day. So there's 55 emails in there. So this will send over the course of, I don't know, I'm bad at math, don't hold me to this, but it'll send 5 emails every Monday and Tuesday until it runs out of opportunities only at this time. It's very, very, very powerful, right? Okay, so we've got our emails set up. That part is outreach is done, guys. Outreach is completely done. Then all we have to do is it will actually pull through the email responses into here. So you don't have to actually log into the Gmail to check it. All you have to do, and these are real opportunities, you just click on here and it'll actually pull through your Gmail or whatever you're using into here. Very powerful stuff. It also pulls through their Twitter account. It pulls through their latest tweets, so you could even reference that. What I sometimes will do is I'll actually follow them on Twitter to be like, hey, I'm following you on Twitter now, this and that. It's just added personalization. It works. And that's really that, guys. So then after this, so like let's say he came back and he said, hey, yeah, Ryan, that would be awesome. Why don't you send me a draft? So let me see this. And I actually want to show you this because this is interesting because everyone's like, I hate getting outreach emails. They never work. Look at what this motherfucker said. He said, hey, Ryan, best outreach email. Well done. And he's got a DA50 site that I got a guest post on. So yeah, so I wrote him. So he came back and said, yeah, send me a draft. Send me what you're thinking. So what I did, I came back in here, came to content creation tab. And you can actually see it in here, I believe. Well, basically what happens is I come in here and I just type what I need. So I would say, okay, today's the 26th. So I say 2/26. I put in the client name. So this would be Weber. Sorry, I'm just doing this. It's a guest post. I put in the name of the site.com, and then his contact info, and then the note. So I would say, must be 1,000 words at least. Here's a link to an article to use as a guide, right? And then bang, what happens is now I assign it to an author. I'm just going to delete this so my people don't get confused because this is actually our live stuff. And that's it, guys. That's how easy it is. I know this is a very long-winded thing, but think about this. In 40 minutes, I just explained to you how to do outreach at a massive scale. It's just about following this process. It really, really works, okay? So let me come back in here and let's wrap this motherfucker up. So that's the live process. Again, in literally 5 minutes, I just showed you how to do guest post outreach to over 55 opportunities, to stagger it so you're not overwhelming yourself or them, and to do this over the life of a campaign. So think about it this way. You can get all of your link outreach done within an hour's worth of work for the life of a year's worth of campaign. If your link prospector finds you those opportunities, you can just schedule the outreach and then just check your email every day. Just check your email and the opportunities the responses will be in there, and you can just build links over the life of a campaign. That's really how it's done. It's really, really easy once you have this process and once your people are trained, once you have all the templates in place, once everything is in place, you can scale your business like a motherfucker and scale your clients like crazy because the hardest part of SEO is done, okay? So how much is this gonna cost you, right? You can do this all on your own. I did this all on my own for 6 months and absolutely crushed it. If you're doing this for your own sites, you can do it on your own. It's not difficult, right? Otherwise, you can leverage cheap contract labor for just a couple $100 a month. That's what I'm doing right now. And we're working with some very, very big clients, and they are very, very happy. So we generally run our link costs at about $40 per link. And that's on average across all link types. And the bulk of that cost comes from content rating, because you're going to have to pay to get on a good site. You're going to have to pay a content rater good money. But, how much, if someone's going to charge you to get a link on, Search Engine Journal, how much would you pay? $2,000? Huffington Post, $2,000? Or you can just do the outreach, contact the right person, which again, I talk about in my training, how to find those people, and you can get content written for $100 and you can do it over and over and over again, right? So you can get 20 links for the cost of what you were paying before. It's really powerful stuff. And then this is what's awesome and what's really exciting is that you can turn around and sell this as an outsourced service to other agencies, right? We personally have a ton of clients that pay us a $5,000 retainer fee, right? And then they pay us for content creation on top of that. So this is pretty much all margin for us, right? And think about it this way too. You can just take Pitchbox. You can scrape a list of agencies. If you have this process done and say, hey guys, give us your link building. This is how we do it. Do a YouTube video and just show them how you're doing it and then send it to 200 agencies with a snap of a finger. You know, have your prospector go out and find agencies and then get their email address, load it to Pitchbox, send them a YouTube link, say, hey guys, this is how we do link building. You want to give it to us for X amount. We do it the right way. I promise you, you can turn around and sell this as a service and quadruple your agency revenue within a month worth of time, okay? So, and again, the real best part is you just never have to worry about links again. You're in control of everything and you can focus on other tasks, right? Think about it. The biggest stress of taking on a new client is saying, how am I going to rank them in a competitive vertical? This is how. This is how good agencies do it. This is how the big boys do it, okay? It's time to put on your big boy pants. And this is, if you want to start working with bigger clients, you have to do this. You cannot use shitty outsourced link building, private blog network, someone you found on Upwork. You've got to do it in-house and you've got to do it the right way. And this, what I just laid out for you, is exactly how to do it. So I lied, okay? Well, two things I lied. First of all, I didn't lie about the time. I just went over because I get excited, okay? And I'm excited to talk to you guys about this. I love talking about it, but I have a very, very quick pitch, okay? And it's more of a plug than a pitch. Ding, more of a plug, okay? I don't want to sell it to you, but if you want more information on this, like I said, I have a ridiculously in-depth training. Just Google Webris White Hat Training. I'll also have a link to it underneath this video, of course, when it's on YouTube. But basically, there's over 100 videos of step-by-step training. Every single white hat link type that I talked about, resource pages, broken links, sponsored posts, guest posts, local bloggers, pillowing links, everything has a step-by-step video process, right? Step-by-step video process that you can implement today or tomorrow, right? I also tell you how and where to hire and find these low-cost teams and how to train them, the templates to give them, the templates to use, so you don't have to waste time and a headache, because I know how difficult that is, right? Literally, the videos that I built are for you to take. So go on Upwork, post the job template that I give you, hire somebody with the questions that I give you to ask them, and then pass the videos to them to train themselves. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do anything. It's all done for you. So all the templates that we use, outreach templates, email templates, project management, job positions, everything is in there. And you have my full-time support and attention. I have a private Facebook group for just my peoples. I do webinars. I do shit like this. I love doing this stuff, guys. You have direct access to pick my brain. I am not going anywhere. I am your private link building consultant. I want this to work for you. I really, really do, because the opportunity for this right now is massive, massive. So I want to push this to a small group of people who want this, and I want them to transform what they're doing and take their agency to the next level, or take their consultancy, or just take their own personal website to the next level. And I've got people in there. I've got the people in there that will tell you how amazing it is. Again, if you just go on our YouTube channel, you can see the testimonials. They're all over the place. It's amazing. It will change the way you do business, I promise. So that's it. That was my little plug. It turned into more of a pitch. I'm sorry. You can kill me if you want. It's whatever, but that's my dumbass smiling face in the background. Again, if you want to find out some more information about our agency, it's webris.org. My personal consultant site is ryanwashere.com. I'm active on Twitter. I'm active on Facebook. Ryan was here. Hello, Webris. And please check us out on YouTube, because I am cranking out more video content than I know what to do with, and I answer all comments and questions. So please find me there. And I appreciate your time today, guys. And I'm going to take questions, and I'm going to cut off the recording now because I've gone too far over, but I'm going to take questions starting right now. So fire away, guys. What do you got?